Hi, I'm Matt Burns. Today is May 19th, 2025. It's a Monday, and it's currently 1:42 Eastern something time. I journaled about my past weekend and some adjustments I had to make and some things that I thought about it. So here it goes. This weekend, I wrote down here, I got my first subscriber on YouTube. Nice. So thank you if that's you, and if you decide to watch this video. And I found out that I only need to speed up my view rate by 372 times in a 90-day period to be monetized on YouTube. So as long as I get 372 times the views, I will be good. So I'll be quitting my job any day now, yes. Something that happened this weekend, I had intended on going to the gym on Saturday because I work out on a 3-day split, so full body 3 times a week. And the only way I was going to get 3 workouts in a 7-day period was if I had gone this past Saturday. But my girlfriend asked if we could go Sunday because she wanted to go Sunday. So I said sure. And I had intended to go early Sunday after either before the recital for my piano students or right after I got home from the recital. Well, there were some things that got in the way, like it took me an hour to unclog the toilet. I know, I had a pretty good time. So yeah, we didn't get in there right away. We actually got in there quite late, and we still had to cook dinner and eat and all that stuff and spend some time together before bed. And yeah, so it was a long day, and that meant today was going to be late too. It's a Monday, and yeah, that all happened yesterday. So I realized some things through that process. I had already scheduled my days for that weekend, and so I had to kind of throw some things out the window. And I had already scheduled my day for today, assuming that I would get up very, very early and come into work very, very early. But I had to make some adjustments. For one, I knew I was not going to sleep 4 hours and get up right away this morning. So I basically woke up 2 hours later today. So I had to figure out some things to shift around in my schedule, some things to cut out. Or actually, another thing I did was I took some of the things I was supposed to do today and I did them yesterday while I was waiting for different things to be done. So that helped me free up almost an hour of time today. And then when it comes to the other hour stuff, I'm just kind of cutting back some things. I had planned to play the guitar for about an hour. Decided to cut that back to, at least while I'm at the workplace and I have free time at the workplace, cutting it back to 20-some minutes. I have a lot of free time at the workplace. I don't get paid a ton, but that's what my lessons are for afterwards, giving piano lessons and stuff. During the day, I have a super easy job. I end up only having an hour or two of real work and 4 or 5 hours of trying to figure out what to do. So that's why I do this. So I put down some pros of what happened this weekend. I got more quality time with my girlfriend. We got some working out in together. That's very, very good. And we spent some time together in a positive light in that way. Also, it freed up some time on Saturday because I wasn't going to the gym on Saturday. So I forget what I did with that time, but I did something with it. I do think I did a little bit of Duolingo that I hadn't planned on doing, or at least more Duolingo than I had planned on doing. I also wrote down some of the difficulties in that situation. One, I wasn't prepared, but things happen and you can't be prepared, so you got to deal with it. I had stress stemming from how late the day was. The day ended up being quite late, and I knew it was going to be quite late once I realized that I was going to take an hour unclogging the toilet. So that and other things that got in the way. So that was whatever. It derailed my morning today. I could have slept 4 hours and gotten up, but I'm lucky enough to have the job that I have. I don't have a ton of work to do here, and I can also only get in 30 hours in the week. So a lot of times I'm here 7 or 8 days, or 7 or 8 hours a day. And at some point, and pretty quickly, I'll hit a wall with the amount of time I can spend here. So that's a good use of that time, is to just come in later today and have a little less hours today and get some stuff done. Let's see here. I defaulted to putting some complaints on my girlfriend. I make that sound pretty severe, but I was frustrated with how late our day was yesterday. And I put some of that on her. I didn't blame it on her. I let her know it wasn't her fault, but I still was being a sour puss. So, I put down some mitigations that I made for the weekend. Number one, I scheduled my weekend time. So I just looked at, the stuff that I had to get done that weekend, or this past weekend, and thought, what can I do here, and in order to, have the time to do everything, and to get everything done as early as I can and successfully as I can. I talked with my girlfriend when I was frustrated. She talked with me. She was actually very kind. Not that she's not normally kind, but she was very kind, and, letting me know that, we're not going to be able to get things done as quickly as you want if you're going to be a sourpuss about it, which is true. The next one I said I realized that my attitude will affect my efficiency. That's just what she said. If I'm going to be, shitty about it, for one, we're both going to feel bad when we should be feeling good. We can't do anything about it being late. I can't shit in the toilet and then unclog it for an hour. So I can at least be happy about it. I can knock out the Monday tasks on Sunday and modify those task times that I already had on Monday. Like I said, I plan on an hour of guitar. I played 20 minutes of guitar. I might play some more at work, or I might just leave that for at the house, at my apartment. I might just try to spend 20 or 30 minutes at my apartment doing that. Also, I had planned on doing some cardio at work during my free time. Normally I use Beat Saber to do that because I can be in confined space and do some cardio, and it's not completely mind-numbing. I had planned on doing an hour every day as I lead up to this wedding that I'm going to. And I'd like to get all of that done at work because it's something I can get done at work, which means that there's less things to do at home. But I don't feel like playing an hour of Beat Saber here. At least not today. So I think I actually plan on doing 40 minutes of that here today, and then doing another 20 minutes of some kind of cardio at home. Maybe a walk or something. It's been pretty nice. But finally, I just wrote down using my weekends productively. I've had a pretty hard time with using the weekends productively, mostly because I like to think that I keep my weekdays extremely productive. I went from being super duper lazy on the weekdays and just burning all my time here for years, to scheduling every single day, doing things every single day to get what I want from my life. And I've got a year and a half left at this really, really easy job before I gotta find something else, which will probably be something like dog sitting, because that's easy to do, and I can keep focusing on my lessons and building up my lessons if I haven't built a full-time schedule out of that. So I do need to use the weekends productively, even if it's not a whole 5 or 6 hours in the day. I don't need to have half a work day's worth of productivity. I don't have any kids. Once the apartment's really, really all together, it shouldn't be I have to do something every single hour of the day to upkeep it. But 2 to 3 hours of home upkeep on the weekend does go a long way. I just hope that it's not unclogging the toilet for an hour. Balancing building a skill and not getting burnt out is the next thing I put down here. I was practicing guitar for 2.5 hours a day, almost 3 hours a day, and during the week. And it's hard to do that and then want to practice at home, and then on top of that, my girlfriend can hear all my playing, and she's a musician, so she doesn't it's not as romantic as it would be if she didn't play music. I was talking to her about it the other day and wishing I could be romantic in that way, but she's too good at music to find it that romantic. But and I don't want to get burnt out, but even if I only played an hour of guitar a day on the weekends, that is way, way better than not playing, because you take some time off, and that's time that you could have been progressing, or at least keeping things up at your standard. Whereas if I take those 2 days off, I have a little bit of a fallback period. 2 out of 7 days is a lot, so I don't want to burn myself out. But I also, don't want to leave myself with no improvements over the weekend, because I need to get better at the guitar. I need to get better at a lot of things. So I should use my weekends productively within reason, but also take it super easy. Yeah, that's about it. May 19th, 2025, about a 10-minute journal. I'm doing pretty all right. Hope your day is going well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.